This week we're going to look at Notre Dame versus Penn State. Huge game, obviously college football playoff semifinals. And we're looking at some interesting plays from both sides and kind of how the game played out and just go through it from start to finish. And right here, we're going to start in the first quarter, 4:50 left in the game right here. 3rd and 12, and they just kept talking about how Notre Dame was really bad in 3rd and long. And right here, is it the interception, all that? I understand they were -1 in turnovers. They had 2 interceptions. Penn State obviously had 1 in a very key spot. We'll talk about that later. But right here on this one, Riley, he just forces the ball down the field, 3rd and 12, trying to make a play. Still flips the field by about 30 yards, maybe a little bit less than a punt. But right here, not the worst thing in the world. Forces it downfield, interception, about 25-yard change of field position. Probably would have been about 40+ if he would have been able to punt it right there. So, maybe not force this thing, maybe come underneath, get a completion, see what we can do after that. But right here, air mails it just a little bit. Safety's back on the back end, make a play. Turnover there. One of the 2 interceptions Riley Leonard had in this one, and really set up Penn State in pretty good field position for what it ended up being a pretty good drive. 2nd and 10 right here, and this is a really interesting play call for Penn State. They did a great job of getting Tyler Warren the ball in so many different ways. Had him at quarterback, had him at receiver. I mean, he got the ball in all different types of ways. And right here on this one, obviously they did a great job early in the game with their screen game. On this, you send the back wide. Everybody makes it look like they're blocking out wide for possible swing. Tyler Warren comes underneath, and it's just a typical middle screen. And right there, tackles are set and washing by. Guards, center, they're releasing. The only guy left, he's trying to go over the top. He's man-to-man. He had to go over the top of all this. Is this Mike that was sitting there for the quarterback, possibly for a quarterback run? And right there, great timing, great space right there. Able to get this guy's hands down by just slipping him and going vertical. Great throwing catch. Really interesting play call. Great job right there on 2nd and 10. Going vertical, getting to see your better player in the middle of the field. And he just absolutely runs through a guy. I mean, Tyler Warren's a great player. I'm really excited to see him at the next level and see what he does. He reminds me a lot of Kelsey, just all the different things that he can do with the football. But right here, interesting call. Good job here by Xavier Watts to make sure you get him on the ground. I mean, this is not an ideal position to be in, and it's not just a form tackle or anything, but right there gets him on the ground. Doesn't let him get any more yards after that. Takes some guts right there to step in and make that play. Great job by Xavier Watts. This is a really interesting call right here. 4th and 2, bunch over here. It looks like Notre Dame's a little bit overloaded here. It looks like man-to-man. They block down, and they lead out with the back, and it's just a straight hand. I don't think this is a power read or anything. I think it's just G lead. They know, hey, it's manned up here on the outside. We want to down block, pin everything, and we want to get outside, let the guy squeeze a little bit, and we'll get the edge. So this is a great play call against what we're seeing from Notre Dame. Probably going to be a lot of man-to-man. Get the edge. Great job there. Again, using both running backs that are really good football players there for Penn State. Big play right here, 4th and 2. Converting it, getting down close to field goal range. This is a big play right here, and of course, got called for a hold. As you see right here, that pretty obvious that is a hold. I get that, and Aller just throws the ball up. Hopefully this guy can go make a play, but instead was intercepted. And of course, this is Christian Gray, who ended up having the huge interception later. But right here, he comes down with it, but it gets called for a holding. So it does give Penn State a first down right there in the red zone. A great job finishing right there. I mean, it could have been one of those things. Notre Dame had 2 interceptions that were called back in the end zone or at the edge of the end zone, so red zone goal line area. And Penn State ended up scoring 10 points off of all those. So it could have been one of those where if everything goes Notre Dame's way and Penn State doesn't quite get those calls, might be a little bit more distance there for the Irish. But right there is a good call. I mean, it's a good football play there by Christian Gray after the fact. But right there is a good call for the hold, especially before the pass. Great design right here from Penn State. Bring the guy across. He goes to the flats, and they got a corner, and they're just running crossers right here. And number 1 we're looking for right here. And after this play, you saw Marcus Freeman say, hey, you got to get your eyes in the right position. And that's what happens on this one. This linebacker, he steps in with that motion. He should be running right now to it, getting to it right now. But instead, he's late to it because of that. Once 13 splashes across his face, he steps in instead of running and chasing the running back. And this should be a touchdown. Aller short arms it. As you see right there, he doesn't even follow through. He just throws it all wrist. And right there, it just kind of dies on him. And it hits him in the knee. Obviously, this should be a catch. I mean, it's one of those things. Could this be a catch? Yes. Should be a better throw as well. But right there, a low ball. Doesn't come up with it. And it cost him 4 points right there. Should have been a touchdown instead of field goal. Big stop there for Notre Dame. Keep from getting a touchdown there early in the game. So after the field goal, Notre Dame does get the ball. They move it down the field just a little bit. They get stopped. But Notre Dame's able to flip the field position, kicks it down to the 10-yard line. This drive right here was without a doubt Penn State's best drive of the night. They were able to run the football, and they ran it pretty effectively all night. They actually ran for 204 yards and averaged 4.9 per. That's compared to 2.8 for Notre Dame. Notre Dame really struggled running the football. Both of them ran the ball 42 times, but right here, Penn State does a really good job running mid-zone, and this is their best run of the night. And right here, of course, running wide zone. That's what they do right here. Again, working that thing outside. You see these guys working, trying to get that backside hand to the sternum. Same thing here, working to the front side. And this is just a great run here by the running back. He's stretching it. Everybody's got an outside gap. So I'm going to put my foot in the ground about fifth step. I'm going to find this crease. Moves those gaps horizontally. If you don't fit this thing just correctly, it can be a gashing right here on this one. Big play on 2nd and 10, getting about 20 yards on that wide zone. Great job getting a body on everybody. Find the linebacker and a body on him right there as well. Backside guard or backside tackle working all the way up, cutting him off. Great angle right there. So this is a really good play by the O-line, by Penn State, just moving guys horizontally, and in the back seeing it, getting vertical, getting out of the shadow of their own end zone. That's a huge play right there, especially for what ended up being a real big drive. Another big run, still running that wide zone, and that's what they're working here. These three are responsible for these three. They're going to work that up. He's going to try to scoop to that linebacker, leave him for that guy to try to reach as well. And again, these gaps are just moving. So right here, if you're looking at where that C gap started, it started right here about that O. And by the time that back gets to it, you see it's all the way out here at the edge of the logo. Those gaps are moving horizontally, body on a body, getting his shoulders outside so he can stay outside with it. Great job right there. Good patience by the back. Right there running that outside zone and then getting vertical as soon as you can, falling forward. Again, that wide zone has given Notre Dame just a little bit of trouble. They're trying to keep their gaps. And as long as they keep a body on a body, it's hard to stop, man. That's a tough play to stop. And it's one of Penn State's favorite runs. Same drive right here. And again, this is their best drive of the night. And we've been running that wide zone, and everybody had been running hard to it. And now they're running just a little bit of duo, just trying to get downhill and get into this wash. Motion Tyler Warren in. He's trying to take that C gap. He's going to work straight up to this linebacker here and just basically pin everything to the inside. He's going to get in that wash, right in that wave, just like you're surfing. Get in that wave, and now you're rolling vertically. A lot of good stuff there from Penn State as far as the run game. 4th and 2. I mean, Penn State had some good plans right there on 4th down. They were able to convert on this one as well. You had one guy low, two guys off. They're going to bum rush this dude and just whip him all the way to that guy. Just throw him the ball right now to your best player that's a tight end. I mean, this is one of those things you can see. You see him doing with Kelsey for the Chiefs. Right there just under center. Just flipping the ball right now. Easy throwing catch. And now you got your biggest guy on a corner. Linebacker trying to fill over. And then you only got 2 yards to get a first down. So that's a good football play right there. Good design. And right here, the touchdown of that drive, that was just unbelievable drive, 90 yards. And you're running power read with a guy that really doesn't run power read very often. He's going to crack. He's going to try to reach outside. There's your read. If he squeezes, we're going to hand the ball, get to the outside. If he gets wide or gets upfield, pull it, get downhill behind this puller. And around this one, squeezes really hard. 40's squeezing hard. So give it, kick. There's your safety rolling down. You're one-on-one. We got to find a way to get in the end zone. If you're the ball carrier, and right there, finds a way. He gets in. This is on 3rd and 3. Another good call. Getting on the edge, not just trying to run right at the defense, but right there, a little bit of power read. Big touchdown there for Penn State to go up 2 scores. So really good drive there for Penn State. And, of course, everybody's probably looking at their watching and thinking, man, we got to get something going. I mean, it's towards the end of the second half, and Riley Leonard, he rolls around. And, of course, a lot of people thought this was going to be a big issue because right there, just watching the back of his head hit the ground. It's a clean play. I mean, it's one of those things. This happens in football, especially when you fall backwards. Had to evaluate him for a concussion. I mean, this is a tough look right here, just bouncing your head off the ground. That's tough. But, of course, in today's game, you got to check him out. That's what they do. He ends up getting back in the game. But already down 2 scores right before the half. You got the football, and you know you're getting it out of the half. If you can get some points, this would be a huge drive to get back in the game, get back within one score. And with that being said, Steve Angeli comes out off the bench and looks pretty good. I mean, he looks really good. One easy completion right there to start us off. 3rd and 5 right here, 2x2 set, and all you got is you motion out just a little bit, and it's just an option route. He can either break out or he can break in depending on what's happening, and Penn State does bring a little bit of pressure, and once he sees him go to the top, instead of breaking out, if he would have been underneath, I think he goes out, but right here he goes over the top, so I'm going to break in, and right there, tons of space, great timing, good strong throw as he's getting hit, so this is a good football play, punch plant, he's got a great base, he's getting this ball out right now as he's getting hit. This is a really accurate ball. He's got some zip to it. Puts it right on his body, right in stride. This is a huge play. I mean, this is 3rd and 5. If they don't get points right here, who knows where the momentum goes. But right there, big completion, gets a conversion, and now they're rolling a little bit, getting closer to field goal range. Angeli, again, looking really good on this one, and it looks like some sort of a Y cross or some sort of a smash down here. Looking to take a shot. If not, now we can get back to the backside, and there's a check down, getting out from the running back. He's checking there, doesn't like it, so he gets out. And again, the thing about Angeli and what he did on this drive is that everything is so accurate. Right here, he throws to the upfield shoulder. And this is just one of those things. If this thing's right here at him, maybe he gets tackled right here, but on this upfield shoulder so he can lead him to that open space, this allows him to get more yards. So this is a great throw and catch. I mean, it's one of those things that's probably really undervalued is just the accuracy and feel for knowing where to place the football. And he's able to get him running and get his momentum so he can possibly split these defenders. And that's what happens right here. So this is a big football play. Gets up close to the first down on 2nd and 14. And again, it's the backup quarterback in college football playoffs in the semifinals. It's already down 10-0 trying to get a score. Another easy completion right here. This is on 3rd and 2. Just a little bit of a rub, running a smash. Give it to him. Get the ball out of our hand. Just distribute just like a point guard. Really tough right there. I mean, you got Abdul Carter, one of the best players in the country. He's going to be a high draft pick. Could have knocked that ball down, but right there just gives him just enough to get to that tight end. Gets the first down right here on 3rd and 2 so he can make it into a closer field goal. Hopefully pull within one score. So right here on this one, Abdul Carter just decides to finish this one off. Just speed rush off a little bit with the snap. So he slips a little bit to his right. Now, of course, you'd love to be able to step up into this pocket, which is somewhat clean. They are pushing it back to him, especially 33. He sets the edge, push that thing back to him. Should be able to step up and possibly get the ball out. But right here, with that bad snap and having to drift back, Abdul Carter's able to make the play and get him on the ground. Of course, this leads to a field goal. And right here, 10-3, back with quarterbacks in. Not sure what's going to happen in the second half with Riley or what it's going to look like. But you're within one score, and you know you get the football back to start the second half. Jump to the second half, of course, Riley Leonard shows back up and just leads the heck of the second half. And right here on this one, started off in a twin set. You see got a tight end. I think this is another tight end right here. And they motion their back out. And they're really just looking to see who's going to go where. And right here, number 41 comes out there. He's manned up on the back. That's our guy you like in the pass. So right here, one high look. You got a little bit of pressure. Just a 3-step drop. And we're getting the ball out on a fade against number 41. Number 20, Aeneas Williams is able to come down with this one. This is a huge play. I mean, taking a shot, know that, hey, we got number 41. We got a linebacker out there in space. Let our guy outrun him. This is a really good throw and catch over the outside shoulder. This is a great ball. If you put it out here, it's your guy or nobody. If you put it here, it could be 50-50, could knock it down. So right there, putting it outside. The numbers let him adjust back to it. And this is a great catch because he's catching over that outside shoulder as well instead of just drifting. Really good throw and catch there for Notre Dame to start off this half, getting a little bit of momentum. So we saw Penn State running their wide zone this time. Notre Dame's running the same thing basically. So right here, you're going to try to reach right here. This is a huge alley. They're going to work here, double that up. They actually fold block this to the backside, trying to cut that in half. There's your read. Just an outside run. Again, this is Aeneas Williams. Had a really good first drive on this one. And that's an easy read just based off of how wide this 5 technique is. Trying to get up the field for the pass rush. And this is on the 1st and 10 on the 19-yard line. Not real sure what they're doing, why they're not squeezing that a little bit or playing a little bit tighter 5. But right there, able to get the edge. That fold block takes that linebacker. And see how quickly he's fitting. Block back. Pull around for 13. That's way too much space right there for that linebacker to take on that double team. Good job here by the center as well. Trying to reach there to the front side to that D tackle. So he's able to overtake that and let that guard work up. And now, hey, big play, getting it down inside the 5-yard line. First drive trying to tie the game up out of halftime here for Notre Dame. Huge run and really good call there against that alignment from Penn State. Of course, one of Notre Dame's favorite plays is get down here to the goal line. They just run counter, quarterback counter. So everybody's going to block down, block back, gap hinge. He's going to base right there, pull into kick. He actually stutters at him, then he works around. Running back's going to be the guy leading to the front side right there. So you just draw that up. That's exactly what you're going to see. And right here, really good job. Body for body. This linebacker slants in. Great. Don't outrun your gap. If he's slanting to that gap, take it. And everybody else will clean it up. And right here, now we're going to kick there. Running back's folding for this backside linebacker that he should have been working to if you just drew it up, and it's going to be perfect. Right there, linebacker playing fast. Don't overrun it. Wash him down. That's a really good read by 79. Tosh Baker, and I think he's the guy that came in for the injured tackle. And I think it was Anthony Knapp who got banged up. And I mean, it's one of those things. They just keep plugging guys in. They keep playing well. And this is a great testament to the coaching staff and how they prepared these guys. But to be ready for that linebacker to shoot down and then wash it and clean that up, that's really good O-line play. There's a kick. There's your back leading in. Of course, this is Jeremiah Love. So a guy that's a little bit injured. He's throwing his shoulder. Not the most violent thing, but he makes him at least work around. And, of course, Riley Leonard playing with some momentum. Falls in his zone. Quarterback counter right there. Really good look there for the Irish. 3rd and 2 right here. And this is a really big stop. And, again, Penn State goes to that wide zone. And this is a great job of being patient, being strong in their gaps, and trying to two-gap some things. You see he's getting some extension. Same thing here. Getting extension. These linebackers playing over the top, being sound and not being too quick to outrun it. So right there, they're getting off blocks to run to the football. There's a safety coming inside out. And this is just a great football play by the entire defense. Because if you look at the last, when they were in that wide zone, you could see there were a lot of gaps. And right on this, everybody's condensing this. Linebackers are fitting. Everybody's basically got extension on their guy that's trying to block them instead of just getting ran horizontally. They're able to try to put the brakes on, and then safety's filling inside out as well. This is just a really good football play by the entire defense, holding their gaps, running for the football, getting the back on the ground on a 3rd and 2. Ended up being a really big play. Both teams really just exchanged punts right there. So now we're getting towards the end of the 3rd quarter, and right on this one, all we got is a one high look. You see one high safety playing man-to-man. They're running a slot fade right here, and Riley Leonard just gives this guy a chance. Right there, you see he's over the top. He just throws this thing up for his guy. Great football play right there, one-on-one. The coverage isn't bad. I mean, they're playing it pretty well. But right here on this one, huge football play by Jaden Greathouse, going to make a play, and he had a heck of a game. Right there, just a one-on-one, bigger body receiver, make something happen. Really interesting design right here in call on a 3rd and 2 here for Notre Dame. And right here you got, it's just a receiver. And he ends up running the jet sweep, which really all it is that same outside zone. So both teams are running that outside or wide zone. And this time, everybody's basically running wide zone to the left. These guys are running wide zone to the right, faking the back right there. I think they're just looking at numbers. And right here on this one, the numbers look good. This guard doesn't do a great job. He kind of oversets this. He whiffs on this D tackle, and they get a little bit lucky. He's able to outrun that guy. But as you see, we got the tackle, we got the tight end. These two are working here up, and he's based right there. So really, the numbers are great to hand this football. This Mike is kind of lost. As long as they could have done a better job on that D tackle, it's probably a lot easier first down. Probably getting the edge. He's able to outrun that D tackle and then get back vertical behind that kick. And this is a good play. This ends up being a really good run. Again, get it to your guys. I mean, it doesn't have to be just a perfect football play, but whenever you get to your guys and they know what they're doing, especially the O-line, they're moving people horizontally, and that wide receiver gets vertical. Really good football play right here and run by Jaden Thomas. And that conversion really led to this. Of course, you had a pass finish of the guys down there as well, but just an unbelievable effort by Jeremiah Love. And this is just running counter. They got into basically an A set. You got tight end on each side of the ball. And it's actually Greathouse coming in here trying to down block on a defensive end, which is not ideal. And it doesn't go the way you'd hope it would go. And he's just kind of in the way. But anyway, Jeremiah Love, counter. He's stopped in the backfield. Unbelievable balance right here, especially a guy that's kind of beat up. I didn't know how well he was going to play, but right here on this one, just amazing effort. And for him to be able to keep his feet. I mean, these guys are just diving in his legs. These guys are all around his legs. You see there's the first tackle that he has to break. He goes up and over, somehow still finds his balance. That's an unbelievable play by Jeremiah Love. He's a heck of a football player. And hopefully another couple of weeks will get him even more healthy for the national championship game. But right there, now he's one-on-one. These guys are diving in there. Again, this guy is going to be, first top 5 pick probably. And he's flying in there trying to make something happen. He just runs right through about 4 or 5 of them and wheels his way into the end zone. Huge play right there. It was just on a 1st and goal. But, of course, you want to score as soon as you can. That's what Notre Dame does right here to go up 17-10, first lead of the game for the Irish. But it was a great design here from Penn State. And we saw earlier when they motioned Tyler Warren in and he came in and cracked and they ran that duo and they were able to get a big play right here. Now this is the play action off of it. So full slide, pulling the guard there to the front side. He's helping out as far as protection as well. He's going to a basic. He's working that climb. You got a post right there. Of course, if that safety hangs, take that post all the way to midfield. You got the entire field to throw him to. Then it'd be 2 on that crosser, 3 right here, and of course this back. If nobody's blitzing, he doesn't need to pick anybody up. He can probably check out of the backfield as well. Where this is a heck of a football play, a little bit of play action, a little bit of a half roll here for Aller. And this is a good throw and catch. You had this linebacker that was sitting there. You got to put a little bit of air on it. There's the guy that's manned up on that motion. Kind of gets that inside leverage and throws him open. Huge football play, 20, 30 yards. Really good design off of that run that we saw earlier. I will give Penn State's offense a lot of credit. Those guys were a lot more creative than they've been in years past. And right here on this one of everybody's favorite plays, you got your Will. That guy's working across. He's going to check to the flats here. They're actually faking like they're running speed option. They hadn't ran speed option probably all year. So fake across, fake like you're pitching to that guy. You got a guard pulling around for protection. There's your back that's leaking out. He should be trying to take that. If he doesn't take that, that's the guy you'll throw to the back. But instead, if you're looking at who should be manned up on this tight end, probably this cat right here. Once he down blocks, you got to hold that for just a count. 1,001, 1,002. Now we're going to release. And he had taken a step or two that direction, thinking that it was a possible run or pitch out there, whatever you would say. Now he's in catch-up mode, get about 4 or 5 yards behind, and now just an easy throw and catch in space, get your tight end free. Penn State did a great job being aggressive all night and trying to create explosive plays like they did right here. All those aggressive calls really led to this 2nd and goal for Penn State, and they're running wide zones. I mean, again, is their best run of the night. And right here on this one, as you see again, basing here, they're going to double there up. These guys are reaching, doubling there up, reach. There's your unblocked guy. And this was a heck of a play by the Notre Dame defense. The only guy that's really wrong should be sifting here, make sure he doesn't have the football. Squeeze this a little bit tighter so that if this does work back to you, you can fit it in. Or there he gets a little bit off and a little bit too much depth. And everybody, as you see, again, that's just a wall being created. Move those guys horizontally. This is not ideal, not exactly what you're hoping for if you're running this for Penn State, but great vision here by the back and then getting vertical. And you see how much movement there is in that wall. Now you're just one-on-one with a linebacker, and that's Jack Kaiser. I mean, had a heck of a game, 10 tackles, but not able to make a play right here. Again, good running backs find a way, and that's what happens right here. Runs through his safety, runs through Jack Kaiser, gets to the end zone. Tie ball game right here. About 10 minutes left in the game. So here's the second interception. Of course, Penn State just went down there and scored, tied it up. And right here, this one's a little bit more egregious. This is the exact same play that Steve Angeli completed it to the back and had a pretty good play. Right here, just a little bit of switch release here from the tight end and the outside receiver. He's working it here. Back. Got a pickup right here if he ends up blitzing, but he ends up getting out. So right here, same exact read. He forces the football. Outside linebacker goes up and makes a play. I mean, there is a whole window to make something happen, but you can't throw over linebackers. Those guys can jump a lot better than you would think they can, and that's what happens right here. I mean, really good defense, elite athlete, goes up, makes a play, sets Penn State up right there on the 40-yard line. Can't do this. Got to check it down. This is a 1st and 10. You can't force the ball on a 1st and 10. Get completion, step up, run the football. What you got to do? Don't force it into windows that are a little bit too tight, especially over the linebackers. You got to throw it through windows. Bad play here by Riley trying to force the football, and a really good play by Penn State's defense. All right, so now Penn State has the ball, 3rd and 5. See if Notre Dame can just get off the field, and this is a really good call. Goes back a few years. They're just trying to stick draw right here. So you got outs, you got whatever. You're going to step back, you're going to throw it. It's 6-man box, so it's quarterback run. They're going to take those 4 down with the lineman to the mic. Running back's going to take the wheel, and if they don't like the stick, which should be right at the 1st down marker, which right here you got Tyler Warren sitting, you're getting an out or something right there, you can run the quarterback draw. That's what they do right here. Let those guys rush outside, wash them by. You got this linebacker, there's the back that steps up. The back does a great job making this play. Step up, inside out, and that's what happens right here. Washes him wide. Drew Waller's able to get vertical, which is huge on this play, on this draw. If he goes horizontal, he's going to get ran down, but right there, vertical, makes a play, gets about 10, 12 yards. Huge play right here for Penn State. Keep this drive alive after that turnover. This is the second time right here where there's a turnover in the end zone that ends up getting called back because of pass interference or holding. And right here on this one, again, I think it's a good call. All it is basically one-on-one to the outside. He throws it up a little bit behind. The corner is the guy that gets called for this. So corner's just blind to it. Safety comes over and makes a play. Gets pass interference right there on 8 because he wasn't able to fight back to it. And right here's a better shot of it. Of course, Tyler Warren, best player on the field, runs right through him. There's the guy that's really going to make the football play. No reason to be anxious right there and just lose your cool. You're in a great position. We got 2 guys back there. Don't just dive into the guy and get a PI. Right there, you just got to be a little bit more patient with what you're doing. Not freak out, split the hands, let your other guys come make plays with you. So again, pretty tough break there for Notre Dame. They're in a great position, but Aiden Schuler just gets a little bit too aggressive right there, gets a PI call. Pretty soon after that, again, 2nd and goal. Similar position they were in the last one. Again, they're running that same wide zone. This time on balance set, 2 guys on the ball, tight end here. Everybody's working that double up. He's working there. And right here, this backside is really what makes this play. Let's D-tackle. He works through it. Great job here by 72. In that backside hand across, shoulders across, up to the linebacker. There's your crease. And right there, playing with momentum, falling in the end zone. Big touchdown there for Penn State, going up by 7 with about 8 minutes left. And this is just a good look at that backside. If you get that shoulder across, head across, same thing right there. Find them and just move them horizontally. These guys are keeping their gaps, but they're moving horizontally. These guys have to sit backside for that running back that worked across. You got these 2 working that way. There's a big alley. There's your safety free hitter. You got to make that guy miss, find a way to get in the end zone. That's what happens right there for a Penn State touchdown. Very next drive here for Notre Dame. They motion guy in. Again, it's just cover 1, 4-2 box, 1 high look, just a slot fade. And this is a really good release here by Greathouse. You watch me just buzzing his feet. Buzz, and he sticks to the inside as he goes to the fade, and he just slips down and falls. I mean, he's just flat on his back. No chance right there for the DB. So just Buzz sticks to his leverage to the inside, and then he's out running him on the fade. And great job here, Riley. This is probably the very first look. You got to mesh these guys working across here, trying to create that. And for whatever reason, went to the slot fade instead of going to the back first. A lot of teams are going to start to the back. Could possibly give it to him right there. But instead, they went slot fade with that 1 high look. And he wins. He falls down. I'm glad he started that direction. Gives him a pretty good football here, good pace to it, where he can catch it. And now there's that 1 high safety that's trying to roll over there. It's literally one-on with the entire field. Puts the brakes on, makes him fall down as well. Finishes in the end zone. That's a huge play. I mean, not only for this game, but just for Notre Dame in general. Unbelievable release. Makes one guy fall down. A lot of pace to the football so he can have plenty of space to make something happen. Now he makes him fall down as well. Great play. I mean, they had the options right there to get to the back right now, but instead they went to that slot fade and completed it for a huge touchdown. Tying the game up right here in the 4th quarter with under 5 minutes left. Thought this was probably one of the most underrated plays of the entire game. This is a 3rd and 3. Gets pressure right up the gut right now, and Drew Aller gets out. And it's one of those things, if they do have plenty of time, maybe they have some time to possibly throw that to one of the best players in the field. But instead, he gets pushed to the outside, and then just the pursuit. These guys just run to the football, playing hard. This is what Notre Dame's defense is all about. They're just getting there, man. Great job holding him off. And the rest of the guys just running down the field, man. Stopping before he can get 2 or 3 yards. And he's a lot faster than I thought. I didn't think he'd make it this far before they ran it down. All right, this is an unbelievable play just by the defense. Just the urgency, tenacity, get to the football right here. Get him on the ground before he gets the first down on 3rd and 2. This is a huge football play in this game. Notre Dame got the ball back after that stop. Got a couple first downs. Got down here probably about 10 yards away from field goal range. They do end up getting sacked. And this was just really a 3-man rush with one guy spying. And really just that inside C-gap rush. We talked about the tackle injury that they had. This is just not a great play here this time by Tosh Baker's got to be inside out, or that guard's got to be helping him a little bit more, which looks like the guard's sliding the other direction, or he's got to look to be manned up on this linebacker that's walked down as well. So got to be inside out. Can't let him beat you to the inside, and that's what happens on this one. And then once he beats him to the inside, he has to step up, getting pushed back on that center. So this is just a great sack here by the entire D-line. So good defensive line play there by Penn State, collapsing his pocket, and big stop. I mean, Penn State got to stop. They moved down there. It's under 59 seconds. It's under a minute. So you think worst case scenario, if he gets sacked right here, he'll go to overtime. But here they end up having to punt the ball back to Penn State with just under a minute. So one of those things, everybody's questioning Penn State, see what happens on this one. So you got the ball in the minus 15, 47 seconds. Very unlikely that you're going to be able to move down the field. Still give yourself a chance. And right here on this one, they just start up, hey, we're going to run GT to the left. And that's what happens right here. Notre Dame's playing a little bit softer in the secondary. For whatever reason, they're able to get around for this GT, turn this into a pretty big play. Nobody run the alley here after they squeezed everything. And so this ends up being a big play. And that whenever that happens, especially first play of a 2-minute drive, you're kind of concerned as a defensive coach, well, shit, because you're thinking, man, they give them a little bit of momentum. They got all the way up to the 25-yard line. Now they're going to throw it around a little bit. I was hoping they could get a stop right there on that first one. I knew they weren't going to throw it deep first. But it's one of those things that actually worked out for him. But right here, GT runs to the wide side, gets a first down, gives him a little bit of momentum, a little bit of confidence to throw the ball down the field. So this is a huge play in this game. And to me, they're just running a wide cross. Looks like he's running some sort of a smash. He's running out. He ends up wheeling it outside because he doesn't get it. And to me, it looks like all our hangs on this is just a little bit long. I mean, he should either get the ball out right now. This is tight coverage. I probably wouldn't throw that either, especially on a first down. But right there, get off of it, get to your dig, get to all that stuff. But right here on this, he's so late to get back to it. Look at his feet when he's trying to throw, and he is getting pressure. He's getting hit right in his face. And he's just basically throwing this thing blind, just hoping that his guy's going to win with the inside leverage. But instead, the DB's just running that route for him, beats him to the football. As you see, DB's got inside leverage. He's breaking to it. He should be beating him to the inside. So right there, to me, I think he's just throwing this out of habit, just assuming he's going to win to the inside. And instead, unbelievable play, huge play by Christian Gray to come down with it and set his team up for what could possibly be a game-winning field goal. Very first play after the interception, what do you think they're going to run? They're going to run quarterback counter, man. It's their favorite play, so they're going to double that up, block down, block back, pull the kick. Running back's going to be the one leading. Gap hinge there to the backside. Numbers look great. Safety's going to have to fill in to get an extra guy in the box, especially with the quarterback run. 3-on-3 outside, you got to be manned up there. So looks great. 6-on-6 in the box. Quarterback counter. Gets the kick. There's running back leading. See what we can get right here. Great job falling forward. He's about 6'7". There's your field goal range. So you want to get, if you continue to run the football, it's against a 6-man box playing cover one. If we can get just the first down, should have a really good chance to kick the field goal. Now get to a 3rd down, and on this one, Penn State's trying to be a little bit more aggressive. They're not quite lined up. As you see, you got 3 receivers out here, 6-man box. He's rolling down, and they don't really know what's going on. So right here, this is kind of a discombobulated and basically an uncovered guy right there at that number 3 receiver spot. Really should just raise up and throw him the ball right now, but instead they sprint to the left. Dude does a good job. Get his shoulders around, throw him the football. Just get a first down. That's what happens on this one. So has to get his shoulders around, sprint to the left, away from the pressure. As you see, they're bringing extra pressure from the quarterback's right side, which is one of those things you don't want him to roll to his right. So a lot of times you'll bring it from the right side, sprints to it, just takes a completion. Not a whole lot of guys still left in coverage. So right there, they're just daring him to throw it. So they do get a completion, get up to about 25-yard line, get tackled. This is a big play in the game. I mean, an extra 10 yards, and then, of course, they're able to get the football exactly where they want it as well to set up for a game-winning field goal. And right here, game-winning field goal, you know how it is, just one of those nerve-wracking situations. They did a great job of making Penn State use all their timeouts. Right here, these guys are jumping over the pile. These guys, for whatever reason, they're sitting back. I'm not sure why they're sitting back like this, especially with only 12 seconds left. This is on 4th and 8. They try to jump over really no chance. Great job getting this ball up. I mean, the whole situation, the whole battery, the snap, hold, kick, everything looks good. And right here, it looks like it's about to start leaning right, but instead, it goes right down the middle. Huge kick, huge win for Notre Dame. Going national championship, who would have thought that, especially just looking at their injury list, even early in the season. It's unbelievable what these guys have done. I know everybody's absolutely fired up to go to Atlanta against either Ohio State, maybe Texas. It's one of those things, they just keep winning. They keep getting, certain guys injured. Even we thought Riley Leonard might have been out just a little bit, but they just keep winning, finding a way. This time they could hardly run the football, and it's just another one of those classic games where the tough guys win. And that's what Notre Dame did. Marcus Freeman did an unbelievable job. But if you made it to this point in the video, make sure you click right here. It's what YouTube thinks you'll like. And I'll see you guys again in the next video.